times Cup winners Liverpool didn't need long to expose the gulf in class. A flowing move involving Steve Harkness and Steve McManaman, and Robbie Fowler claimed his 8th in 5 starts, his 21st of the season so far. Stan Collymore weighed in with 2 before the break. The first, a shot into the corner as he was set up by Fowler. The second, a header from Steve McManaman's cross. Liverpool into the 4th round, even by half-time. But Peter Valentine steered a cross by Jason McAteer into his own goal early in the second half. And then the floodgates started to open. Anfield witnessed a piece of footballing history. Ian Rush coming off the bench to make it 5, beating Dennis Law's all-time record as he scored his 42nd FA Cup goal, a typically predatory piece of finishing. There was still time for Collymore to make it 6 and complete his hat-trick, the first for the record £8.5 million signing in Liverpool colours. Jason McAteer latched onto Michael Thomas's pass to score his first goal for his new club before the finish. A happy day all round for Liverpool, and especially for Ian Rush, MBE and master goal scorer. No hint of an upset as Liverpool turned it into a Sunday morning stroll at Gay Meadow. Liverpool gained an immediate stranglehold and they were quick to get their passing game started. Steve McManaman setting up Stan Collymore to claim his 11th of the season. The Premier League stars remained dominant, but they had to wait until 20 minutes from time to put the result beyond doubt. Even then, Shrewsbury helped them out. Dave Walton putting Phil Babb's header past his own keeper, Paul Edwards. Then the unfortunate Walton, who'd idolised Liverpool as a boy, compounded his embarrassment 5 minutes later. He gave Robbie Fowler the opportunity to rob him in possession. Fowler rounded Edwards too and accepted his 26th of the season, perhaps one of the most straightforward. With Liverpool cruising to victory, Collymore and McManaman did the build-up work for the 4th and final goal. Jason McAteer rounding off the scoring. Liverpool taking their tally to 11 without reply in this season's FA Cup. They're still around behind their big rivals, but they've done nothing wrong so far. The tie of the round between Liverpool and Leeds produced precious few moments to savour in the first meeting at Elland Road. But the replay at Anfield gave us some thrilling football, most of it coming from Liverpool. Fowler. That's a great ball, and now Collymore has a wide position and the space to cross. Thomas, the defender, showed too much of it to him. Jones kept it for Liverpool. McManaman. At last the breakthrough comes, and it had to be Steve McManaman. It just had to be. Thomas. McManaman. Fowler. McManaman once more. McManaman, is this the second? Simply picture book football. Stan Collymore can also hit them from here. Do you fancy it? Do you fancy it? Fowler does! Just like that.
Last 12 years, Villa in stark contrast have to go back 36 years to record their last game at this stage of the competition. Brian Little will hope to lead them back to Wembley. It's 39 years since they last lifted football's most prestigious trophy. But it's only 7 days since that sumptuous performance which destroyed Leeds United in the Coca-Cola Cup final. So it's hard to nominate a winner from this one prior to kick-off. Let's study today's lineups then, starting with Villa. And it can't have taken Brian Little long to settle on the same 11 that did him and the club proud last week. His only worry was provided by captain Andy Townsend, who picked up a hip injury playing for the Republic of Ireland in midweek. Well, heat treatment has done the trick, so the Coca-Cola final man of the match takes his place as usual on the left of midfield. Liverpool boss Roy Evans had a few more ticklish decisions than little to make. Rob Jones has overcome a back strain and returns automatically to the exclusion of Dominic Matteo, but he did have a real poser in midfield, whether to stick with Michael Thomas or to bring back the fans' favourite Jamie Redknapp. Well, he's gone with Redknapp, and Thomas doesn't even make the bench. Steve Harkness joins record goalscorer Ian Rush and keeper Tony Warner there. It's a fine afternoon at Old Trafford. The pitch is as good as any you will find in the country at the moment. This is an excellent playing surface. Liverpool today will be in their green and white quartered shirts, and Villa will be playing in their famous claret and blue. Well, this is how Villa and Liverpool reached the semi-finals. Villa have conceded only one goal along the way, between Gravesend and Northfleet in the third round and Nottingham Forest in the sixth. That conceded goal was in the comprehensive victory at Ipswich. Liverpool's progress has been virtually unhindered, with 16 goals plundered and again just one goal let in. Charlton's Kim Grant scored that. They did need a replay against Leeds United, but overall both clubs have had pretty comfortable passages. The Liverpool fans have not had far to travel, of course, along the M62. And Villa fans have come north in their thousands today. There are a few empty seats around Old Trafford this afternoon, and I think the suggestion is that ticket prices account for that. At £36, it's a bit of an expensive day out for the family. The referee today, Paul Durkin, he's from Portland in Dorset. I know he's really looking forward to this big occasion for everyone, and Villa, you wonder how they'll react after such a marvellous performance just a week ago. They're guaranteed a place in Europe already, of course. Liverpool still are firing on all cylinders in the Premier League. They're 8 points behind Manchester United, but with a game in hand, they still have belief in themselves that they can win the Premier League as well as the FA Cup final. There's the unfortunate Michael Thomas in the centre of your picture. He's been a bit of a lucky talisman as well for Liverpool. He in fact scored the goal the last time these two clubs met in the FA Cup. That was at the 6th round stage in 1992. Thomas struck the winner that day. But overall, this is the 7th time they've met. Aston Villa have won only once, and that was in 1897 when they went on to win the Cup that year. Maybe they'll regard it as an omen if they win today. And since then, Liverpool have won all their last 5 Cup meetings against Villa without conceding a single goal. Well, let's hope they have a goal or two today. Villa struck through 3 beauties last week. 2 of the men in that picture, Savo Milosevic and Dwight York, were among the scorers against Leeds. Ian Taylor got the other one. But psychologically, Liverpool have an advantage in that they've done a league double over Villa this season, and it's only a few weeks ago since they rattled in 3 goals in the opening 7 minutes against Villa at Anfield. So we're underway bang on time. This Old Trafford's 13th semi-final, but their first for 7 years. Draper gets a foot in there and releases York. He'll sweep the play out to Alan Wright. He's had a marvellous season since moving from Blackburn Rovers. Oh, and a rather nervy clearance from Mark Wright, when his goalkeeper James would have appreciated a touch that he got belatedly. There goes Fowler on the charge. Scored a spectacular goal against Villa in that recent win. Redknapp. Chances here for McAteer to cross it in, but he's surrounded by claret and blue. And now York confronted by Wright. Draper. Well, we've got the marvellous cup-tie atmosphere always generated by Old Trafford. And 2 of the top teams in the country who've been playing at their peak recently. Ruddock clips it up to be a bit far for Fowler, but that was a lapse, and it could have been costly there. Bosnich complaining to Ekiog that he wasn't spoken to, I think. The ball was stabbed out into the path of Rob Jones, and it didn't miss by a lot. What a story that would have been. Rob Jones, who's never scored in over 200 games for Liverpool, nearly profited from Ekihod's clearance. The ball had been hoisted in high. Ekihod, and a bit of confusion between he and Bosnich. Over the top it went. And McGrath gets too much underneath the header. Here's Collymore trying to get away from Townsend. No free kick, good refereeing. Mr. Durkin was no more than 3 yards away. McManaman. Redknapp. Oh, a lovely back heel from McManaman there. It went to Fowler, then it's Barnes, now it's Fowler again. Tries to get it into Collymore, and Villa were at full stretch. Liverpool clearly trying to do what they did last month with that 3-goal opening burst. Try and take the wind out of Villa's sails early on. The ball eluding Fowler, and that enables Draper to hit it long, and he's picked out Dwight York with a superb pass, but McAteer was sharp in getting back. Scales on for Ruddock. Both sides favouring a 3 central back system. There is Neil Ruddock, who plays on the left of Liverpool's trio. The Scales in the centre and Wright on the right. Well, McManaman had some impressive moments for England against Bulgaria during the week. Ekihod was also in that same squad. McManaman, McAteer's made a dash up the right. That's Alan Wright across. Oh, McAteer caught there by Wright. Mr. Durkin will want words with the fullback. The decision is whether to book him this early in the game. If you do, you set yourself a trend. It's a stern lecture from Mr. Durkin, rather than anything more severe. Redknapp was played into trouble there, and the tenacious Draper nearly dispossessed him. And there's a little tussle between Robbie Fowler and Gareth Southgate, also who played together at Wembley during the week. It's lofted in here towards Collymore. Jones is coming in. It was just too tall for him. An unfortunate bounce for Jones, and a fortunate one indeed for Gary Charles, who didn't seem to be too aware. Well, there's certainly an irony in that 2 early attacking moments have belonged to Rob Jones, who's very much a defender for Liverpool rather than attacker. And Villa haven't really got going as yet, but here's Dwight York for them, drills in the shot. Side netting. Give him a glimpse and he'll say thank you. In fact, the referee has awarded a corner here, so James, well, did he touch it? I thought not. This may give us a better clue. It was always going wide anyway, and surely James didn't get there. Struck the drinks bottle. Corner for Villa, though. And McGrath's come at the back post. Picked up by York. Draper. Lofts it in. Away by Mark Wright. And the break on here, but across came Charles. Right, it's found Milosevic. Dwight York, Milosevic. Well, this is a bit too far out for him to try. He'll remember with affection for the rest of his life the goal he scored against Leeds at Wembley, Milosevic. York does well to unsettle right again and rolls it into the path of Ian Taylor. Now it's Barnes. Now McManaman. Jones is airing up on the left. The pass from McManaman, not of the highest quality. McManaman's such an exciting player in full flight. Scales. Now John Barnes, one who's figured in Liverpool's cup triumphs over the years. They've won the FA Cup on 5 occasions and been runner-up 5 times as well. And they didn't appear in the final until the early 60s when they beat Leeds United. Now Ruddock will seek to get Collymore dashing in behind Ekihog here. Well, still a young man who got Ekihog 23. Vast experience now in this Villa side. Tucked in by Fowler. Jones the cross. McGrath the clearance. And McGrath doing a settling job here for Aston Villa, trying to calm everybody down on this ground, which was has some happy memories for him. He's a great Old Trafford favourite, but he's conceded possession now to Barnes. As well, delightful play, John Barnes. Opens the way for a shot, maybe from McManaman, no. Instead it's McAteer, and Liverpool have a lot of options here. Barnes, and he was behind Ian Taylor, corner given. Liverpool's first corner, and you can see how Villa are packing the goal with their own men. They've only left Milosevic up on the halfway line, so it's from Redknapp out by Southgate. There's McManaman now, switches it for McAteer's shot, and Wright's still in there. Ooh, and a crunching, bone-jarring tackle, and the goal kick is the decision of Mr. Dorking. Well, Mark Wright has got a couple of goals this season, lurking with intent. He actually broke his leg in the 1986 semi-final against Liverpool when he was a Southampton player. It's gone in the semi-final at Old Trafford, and it's Villa 0 Liverpool now. And Draper's done some good work again there. What a highly influential player he is, Mark Draper. Carroll has conceded the free kick. Won by Draper, and if you believe your Sunday papers, some are suggesting in England today that Bayern Munich are keen on taking Mark Draper to Germany. York's been found in there. Now it's Collymore off against McGrath. Good turn, good ball, McManaman. He was one-on-one with Charles, and now he rolls it here for McAteer, and the cross is not a good one. Easy catch for Mark Bosnich. But McAteer has provided so many decent crosses this season, you were surprised, but he didn't do better there. McManaman was reluctant to have the shot, rolled it for McAteer, and he'd no hope of finding anybody in a green shirt with that. Milosevic, the referee said that it was a fair enough tackle. One interesting aspect of the game so far is the position of Steve McManaman. We normally expect to see him down the flanks, marauding, but today he's playing down the middle. So a tactical manoeuvre by Roy Evans, playing McManaman in a central role behind Collymore and Fowler. Southgate's down and not happy. Southgate, who's got very unhappy memories from last season when he was a Crystal Palace player in the semi-final side beaten by Manchester United. So it was that tackle there between Mark Wright and Gareth Southgate which left the Villa man hobbling. Well, it was a bone-jarring challenge, a completely fair one. And indeed a stretch has been called for. That doesn't mean to say that we won't see Southgate continue in the game. It's just one of the modern rules of football. Jimmy Walker, the Villa physiotherapist, just ascertaining the extent of Southgate's injury. That would be a blow to Villa, who employ this three-man central defence with Ehiogu, McGrath and Southgate. And if he went off, we assume that Steve Staunton would have to come out. Southgate looking rather unhappy, and it would appear that Staunton is getting stripped for action. Well, Southgate, who's had such a marvellous week up to today, a winner last Sunday at Wembley, a winner in midweek with England against Bulgaria, but Steve Staunton looks set for some action. Meanwhile, back with the on-field action, it's York. Townsend goes to the hub of the midfield. Wright's ball into York, twists and tries to get away from Wright. Oh, he's brilliantly found space here. Dwight York needs a good ball in. Oh, he's run it out. And that was disappointing because he'd done the hard part so well. Let's have a look. Just tried to nick it along the dead ball line, and it's an eagle-eyed linesman who spotted that. What a great season he's had. 23 goals already. McGrath, towering figure, and the header will encourage Milosevic to charge in against Ruddock. Now it's Draper. Southgate is still receiving running repairs down there. He's getting some strapping applied to his right leg, so that would suggest that he's confident enough to go back on. Players do continue with all sorts of knocks these days. Oh, and that's surely a foul by Townsend. And a yellow card is shown to Andy Townsend, who's had real disciplinary problems this season. He's been sent off 3 times in 12 months. And Townsend diving in on McManaman. He'd no hope of winning the ball. And that's a justifiable yellow card for the Republic of Ireland international and Villa skipper. And that signal is for Southgate's return. And Villa may need him. With this free kick to come from Liverpool. Jamie Redknapp poised to take it, and Liverpool with 6 men strung across the 18-yard box. And here comes one of them, Fowler! Goal for Liverpool on 60 minutes from who else but Robbie Fowler. Southgate's return didn't matter. And Robbie Fowler maintains a remarkable scoring record against Aston Villa. So typical of the man. He has got to be the best predator in the game at the moment. Bosnick's beaten, Liverpool 1 up, and Fowler has his 8th goal in 7 games against Aston Villa. It's his 5th FA Cup goal this season, but he loves playing against Villa more than anybody perhaps. 8 goals goals in 7, a remarkable strike rate. And he scores against Aston Villa for the 3rd time this season, and he's maintained a record of scoring in every round of the FA Cup this season too. So Southgate probably wish he hadn't come back. Draper, free kick for Villa as they respond. Well, remember earlier this afternoon, Manchester United were behind against Chelsea, but turned that game upside down to win and go through to the final. So don't discount a Villa victory yet. That'll be a foul by McGrath, seen by Mr. Durkin. Again, you cannot go in on the back of any player, and he's caught Collymore. I suppose in a way McGrath's slightly lucky not to be booked by Mr. Durkin there. James clips the free kick up beyond Collymore onto McGrath's head. Well, it was the Villa fans who were singing round about this time last week against Leeds. It's the Liverpool fans who are making the noise this afternoon. Thanks to this remarkable player, Robbie Fowler, the young player of the year, as voted by his fellow professionals. And there he is, steering the header. So accurate. And that's the reaction on the bench. Oh, they love Robbie Fowler, all right. And they'll be forward again now, although Southgate clears. Another foul by a Villa man, Milosevic on run it this time. Well, in his best serve accent, he was telling Mr. Durkin he thought it should have gone the other way. Well, that's why he led in with an elbow. Well, those Villa fans have been muted by the goal. Liverpool's fans are making a lot of noise around Old Trafford. So they won the last semi-final they played here, so they've got happy memories of Old Trafford. Here is York, here is Taylor, chance for him, Taylor, down he goes! Huge shout from Villa's fans for a penalty. Nothing doing from Mr. Durkin. It was York who headed the ball on for Taylor, who tries to burst in between the two defenders. Down he goes. And from that view, it looks quite a good decision. But Taylor's surging runs are a problem for any opposition. Yes, Liverpool were victorious here against Nottingham Forest by 3 goals to 1 back in 1989. Here we see Taylor goes down again with McManaman alongside him. Seen by the Villa fans as a culprit maybe, alongside Scales, but I thought Mr. Durkin got that right. Still another talking point in an already exciting game. Southgate. Did well to keep that ball in play. Right-angled crosses for Milosevic, and here he goes, and he strikes it off. Deary me, he could not have struck that more powerfully, and he's clearly been lifted by his goal at Wembley last week. There's nothing on here for Milosevic, but he weaves away through, nutmegs Scales, thrashes the shot just wide. Through the legs of Scales. It's a neat touch from Milosevic, and he put everything behind that. So no goal for Milosevic, but we do have a change because Gareth Southgate, having tried to run off the injury for the last 5 minutes, has decided that it would be folly to continue, and he is replaced by the experienced Steve Staunton, himself, of course, a former Liverpool player in 5 years at Anfield. as well to find a way through there where there seemed none. Infield for Collymore now. Collymore looking to get Fowler in. Here's Redknapp. Thups it against Staunton. So a crucial first intervention by the Irishman. And it's very lively stuff, I can tell you. A little push there from Robbie Fowler, who's quite physical despite his lack of inches. Not just a goal scorer, he puts himself about. Ehihog. Lost possession there in a key area, but Liverpool were unable to capitalise. Staunton to Townsend. It's come very deep. Staunton to Townsend the second time. Not as deep that time. Taylor, Reddick gets it well. Comes down for York though. Here's Gary Charles. Draper will try and find Taylor up there. And there's a foul here. A push by Mark Wright on the back of Taylor. Right on the edge of the box too. So Mark Wright, who's won his way back into the affections of England coach Terry Venables, concedes a free kick in a rather stupid area, and it was right on the line, right on the D. Chances here for Villa. The left boot of Milosevic could come into play. Draper also may fancy a dig at this one. Liverpool hold the lead, but Villa have a great chance here. Dwight York stands over the ball. Draper or Milosevic. It'll be Draper. A 1-2, a toe poke, a swing from Ehihog. Milosevic with the right foot. Oh, and it comes back there. Appears for a handball, but that would have been very cruel and scales as the ball struck him. And a smile from Draper, for whom it didn't quite work out. You need more than contouring tricks to break through Liverpool. And Draper's the one who's gone across to angle this corner in. And there's the header. Oh, and miraculously kept out by James on the line. Through his full 6'4" frame in the way there, David James. There was the initial header from Ehihog, and Dwight York going in on him. Just couldn't get there, but Ehihog did so well to get a header in with Wright alongside him, and James did well to spread the body. Well, this fella's a model as well as a footballer, and he's improved no end, David James, playing his 115th consecutive game in the Liverpool first team. But he would have been beaten there by Ehihog and embarrassed. I think he'd prefer the first replay of the first save. From James. Barnes, nice touch to McManaman, into the foot of Fowler. Nearly got it into Collymore, but he was offside. Stan Collymore, the record signing by Liverpool from Nottingham Forest at £8.5 million. But as the season's gone on, he's managed to justify that price tag more and more. There goes Milosevic, somebody else who's still justifying big money spent on him. Redknapp. there for Liverpool. Liverpool playing very much to a pattern. And Draper rather furious. I think he wants some of his colleagues to get further in support of him. He's not finding the outlets that he did last week. Wright. Now Mark Wright. No relation. I'm sure Dwight York will have a video in his collection of last Sunday when he was outstanding in that victory over Leeds, a match which will have gone down very well in Trinidad and Tobago, his home country. McAteer battled well to win it. Here goes Fowler. Well, he's going to have a pot shot from anywhere, isn't he, Robbie Fowler? Having taken his season's tally to 32 goals today, Fowler, he's clearly in the mood for more. Rolled across to him there, one touch, and the second, it was dipping, but it was always going over. Collymore and Fowler combine again. Redknapp for Barnes. Good tackle by Draper again, but McManaman now releases the pass for Barnes, for Redknapp, for McAteer. And Liverpool controlling the football, which is what they want to do, against a side which has lost only twice in its last 14 games, Aston Villa. It'll come here for Jones, and it's screwed off the side of his boot. And there was no foul by Fowler. He was well within his rights to challenge Bosnich. That's decent refereeing again. Just referring to Aston Villa's recent record, Liverpool's was even more impressive until last week when they lost at Nottingham Forest. Their first defeat in 20 matches. But Villa are putting some pressure on themselves here now. Liverpool again look for space just outside the Villa penalty area. Right, Collymore. Old Trafford, and it's Liverpool who have the edge thanks to Robbie Fowler's goal. Problems for Brian Little, which he certainly didn't have a week ago when he could hardly have asked for an easier Coca-Cola Cup final victory. But his side has an hour yet in which to keep alive that dream of a place at Wembley against Manchester United on the 11th of May. In case you missed it, Manchester United beat Chelsea this afternoon by 2-1. It's Liverpool moving forward now impressively. McManaman with the ball at his feet. He's found Fowler. McManaman himself continues to charge forward. The steam has really been taken out of the move already. Liverpool content to trade the passes. Now Collymore tries to add a bit of pep and whips the ball in here. It was Staunton who got a foot in ahead of Fowler that time. Good job too. Now it's Milosevic. Got good balance for a big man. And a sweet left foot, which knocks the ball out for Alan Wright. Chance for a crossing by him. And there's the header from Dwight York, but rather too direct. Lovely flowing move from Villa though. Right cross, York's header. In fact, Ruddock almost put him off by going across him. And the Liverpool centre-back really should have made contact. Draper. It's a lovely ball he's fed into Taylor. Now to Milosevic. Then shows exceptional ball skills and confidence. Charles in possession. York to accept it. Too many green and white shirts around for him that time, though. Offside against Milosevic now. Mark Draper is such an important man in midfield in feeding Milosevic into the channels. They really do complement one another's styles, as do Milosevic and York. Redknapp rolls the pass invitingly for McManaman. And now McAteer. As well spotted by McGrath, but he's given it directly back to Redknapp. Well, Liverpool were always past masters at holding on to a lead. But they'll take nothing for granted against the Villa side, which scores goals from all over the field. And that was just a lapse in concentration by Scales. Liverpool concentrating so much on controlling the ball and keeping possession. It can be a dangerous tactic. And Colin Moore is onside here, but Bosnich spotted the danger. Came out sharply. Now it's Milosevic. For once he gives the ball away. And Colin Moore's got some space down the right. A recent goal scorer in the 2-0 win over Aston Villa at Villa Park, Colin Moore. Not had any chances today. The one that did come fell to Robbie Fowler, and how well he took it. Now McManaman. On he goes, past one. And appeals for handball against Paul McGrath. Well, many thousand fans saw it, but Mr. Durkin didn't. I must confess I couldn't from here. So here goes Fowler for Liverpool, supported by Jones. Fowler again, they mustn't give him room there. Colin Moore trying to get on to the end of this, and does, even though he was hounded all the way by McGrath. Now the cross looking for Fowler. They're picked up again by Redknapp, and Villa just can't get out of their own half at the moment. Which will delight Roy Evans, no doubt. That is a foul. Ruddock on Milosevic. And Milosevic, the Yugoslavian international, goes down clutching his ankle. And this is why Razor Ruddock, a nudge in the back. He was climbing all over him, really. So how Villa could do is something before the break. Staunton tries to launch a cross in, which, well, Taylor was coming in to meet it and ended up on the deck. No foul, goal kick. Stan Staunton also scored one of his goals last season against Villa. I say Stan Staunton because that is how he's known in football. If you look in the record books, you'll see Steve Staunton, but he always answers to Stan. Ruddock. Oh, what an audacious pass that was. McManaman to Redknapp. McManaman again. Liverpool looking for a second goal, and it would take some getting over for Aston Villa with that. It's launched in here, and there is goes out finally for the goal kick. But they were living dangerously in defence. Collymore in between the two defenders, and if the ricochet had been more fortunate, it might have come back to him. Rather sliced by Bosnich, but Wright now plies the ball for Staunton, for Townsend. Well dealt with by Mark Wright. Redknapp charged in there, but didn't catch Draper. So now Townsend up here for Milosevic. Didn't reach him, but it does reach Draper now. He's found some space. He'll hit the shot. It's a good shot too, but just a fraction high. Well, Draper's actually scored more cup goals than league goals in his first season with Aston Villa. Set his sights, he'd plenty of time to hit this one. Swerved it away from the defender Ruddock, but over the top of James's net. Struck it well, but too high. York tries to pull away from Scales. Rather carelessly conceded to York. He brings Charles into the action. York again, Charles again, and down he goes, and again the Villa fans cry for a penalty, and again Mr. Durkin wants to know nothing about it, and again I'm sure he was right. But now it's Milosevic. Wright simply stood in his way. A couple of signs there of Villa going together again. So at the moment we're on course for a Liverpool-Manchester United FA Cup final. Aston Villa certainly have not been able to create chances as they did in the Coca-Cola final. And at the moment it would seem too that Liverpool have the measure of Aston Villa, having scored 5 goals against them before today in the league without conceding one, and now leading by a goal to nil. Definitely the psychological advantage is with the Merseysiders. So we've moved inside the last 5 minutes at Old Trafford with just a 1-goal scored. One would be enough for Liverpool at this moment. York nips it back for Townsend's cross. This is a high looped one. Charles harassed by Jones. Now finds Ekihog. Sound work from Neil Ruddock, who's not been a regular member of the Liverpool defence in recent weeks, but he's got his chance again because of an injury to Phil Babb at the moment. Villa need a break. You sense that badly. Need a break in fortune. Wright gets it away to Draper. Back in, Milosevic here with a shot. Wide. And this time he didn't get hold of it as he would have liked. A wry smile, I would say, on the face of his boss. Savo Milosevic has struck only 1 goal in this competition against Gravesend. But he's written his name into Aston Villa history with his goal at Wembley. Ruddock. York, nice reverse ball for Townsend, and then it's Milosevic. He's found Draper in space this time, and here's the ball in. Dangerous. Milosevic turning on it. The keeper can't get there. Milosevic seemed to take an eternity there with James on the ground, but Liverpool's defence holds firm again. Again, it was Draper and this man Milosevic who caused the palpitations, but none with that cross. Well, you wonder if they're going to beat David James this afternoon. If Milosevic can't convert this sort of a chance, he almost turned the wrong way, or he took too long to turn, by which time the gap had been narrowed. So an unrewarding afternoon so far for Samuel Milosevic. But again, if it offers encouragement to Aston Villa, you've got to say that in the last 5 minutes they've managed to create perhaps more than they'd done in the previous 40. Partly due to this man Draper, who's so astute at finding space. John Barnes, the captain, he'll know that we're very close to the half-time whistle. And Liverpool must just do nothing stupid now before the break. James has certainly had an excellent first half, made a couple of crucial stops. So Roy Evans and Ronnie Moran there, the more animated of the two. We'll be delighted with the events so far. As York battles away here, but it comes off Townsend. So inside the last minute, Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 0. Villa really are trying to raise their game now, something they hadn't been able to do earlier. There was a 10-minute phase in this first half where they just didn't seem to have the ball at all. And as the half ends, it's Liverpool surging forward here. McManaman up against McGrath, who again reads the game so well and just nips that one in the bud. And Liverpool have scarcely wasted a pass. And they're quite content to play the ball back, if need be, all the way to their keeper. There's a little time to add on because of the injury to Gareth Southgate, who went off to be replaced by Steve Staunton. And as we move into time added on in the first half, it's Liverpool still in possession. Good running here from McManaman, confronted by Ekiog. An important tackle again by McGrath. That releases Draper. One last tilt maybe in this first half from Aston Villa. York. Staunton's joining in. York's making a dash to get up the middle. There he was. Scales went stride for stride with him. Mr. Durkin has had a look at his watch, so he's only too well aware that we are in time added on for stoppages, and anticipate that whistle any second. McManaman. Jones. Well back by McAteer, who's converted from a midfield player to a right full-back with Liverpool since his move from Bolton Wanderers. Right. Again, Mr. Durkin looks at the watch, waits until he sees what happens here with Collymore. He's got the ball in for Fowler. But surely that whistle can't be long delayed now. And the ball is knocked in here. McManaman's coming in behind Townsend. Corner. Well, there's an important run back made by Andy Townsend there. With McManaman in behind him, it would have been a severe blow to Villa if they'd gone two behind. At this late junction of the half as well. It'd still be cruel if Liverpool get anything from this corner. Redknapp with it. And it's well headed out by Staunton. Maybe just time for the ball to be knocked in by McAteer. He'll go on, he's got room for a shot. There is the shot! Oh, a whisker away from being 2-0. Well, Jason McAteer, the whole field seemed to open up for him here. He just went in and around defenders but pulled the shot. He scored against Rochdale, he scored against Shrewsbury. With all due respect to those two clubs, this would have been a much more vital strike. And that is the half-time whistle now, and McAteer knows he had a golden opportunity there to take Liverpool one step closer to Wembley. But Robbie Fowler's header has got them on the right road. There's a lovely steered header too. Milosevic has had his chances for Aston Villa, and David James has used his body well to deny Villa a goal. At half-time at Old Trafford, it's Aston Villa 0, Liverpool 1. Pretty well, really, in the first half. They probably created more openings than Liverpool, with it looking as though they're going to take them today. You always need a break or two inside the opposition penalty area, and so far, Villa haven't had a break. Just looking round the two sides, it appears the sides that finished the first half. Villa have already, of course, made one substitution. They lost Gareth Southgate early in the game after a crunching tackle with Mark Wright. He played on for 5 minutes, but then gave way for Steve Staunton. But Villa's attitude is unquestioned. After that big game last week, they might have easily relaxed a little, thinking, well, they were already in Europe, but that's not the case. And there's a huge prize, of course, for the winners today, with that FA Cup final coming up on the 11th of May against Manchester United, who beat Chelsea today by 2-1 at Villa Park. Here is Alan Wright now. This time he's got the ball into York, who nicks it through here. Milosevic, and it comes back again off Ruddock's ankles. And the earliest scare of the half was on the Liverpool side. Wright can't get the ball past Redknapp this time. And there's an injury to Mark Wright. That is why the ball was allowed to go out of play. Well, it's ironic this, that it was Mark Wright who was involved in the incident with Southgate when Southgate was injured, and now Mark Wright himself diving in there to deprive Milosevic of a shooting opportunity. Came off second best and looks to be grimacing. Steve Harkness there, one of the Liverpool substitutes today, alongside Ian Rush and Tony Warner. Again, Harkness will be the logical replacement. He's going to try and run it off, just as Southgate did. McGrath's header away, Fowler into Barnes. Tremendous work again from Draper, and tremendous work too from Barnes, showing great enthusiasm to come back there and cover. And you see again it was etched on the face of Mark right there, the pain. York. That's a foul. Scales from behind. A tackle that is not allowed these days. Might have got away with that a couple of years ago. So a good early response to Brian Little's half-time message for Villa to get men forward. Draper had complained at one stage of the first half that he didn't have enough support. Well, now they've got a chance, and McGrath and Ekiog will be two people in there, but it was straight onto the head of Ruddock. And now McManaman, Fowler's up ahead of him. Here goes Fowler, only Charles across the cover. Oh, and the ball was aimed for Collymore, but struck Charles. And Fowler unhappy to say the least. York did well there to take it away from Ruddock, who stayed down as well. So Liverpool, real problems with their central defenders, Wright and Ruddock at the moment. There goes Taylor, and look how many Liverpool men were back. And in fact, there are two men needing treatment at the moment. Both York and Ruddock are on their haunches. And so I think James will put the ball into the crowd. He will. Now it's Ruddock's turn to look extremely unhappy. So both physios are back out and busy fellas this afternoon. Dwight York and Neil Ruddock. Liverpool's physio Mark Leather applying the magic spray. It used to be a sponge, of course. Nowadays it's a spray. But Ruddock looks rather happier than Mark Wright did. Got a good rap. He's known as a hard man in the game. Dwight York too takes a lot of cracks during the course of a season, and he's all right. Well, Roy Evans anticipating what would be a first FA Cup final for him as manager, having succeeded Graham Souness 15 months ago. He took Liverpool to Wembley and victory in the Coca-Cola Cup final last season. Now it's the FA Cup final that beckons. But the second half very much in its infancy. Draper always makes himself available, but he's pushed back by Fowler this time. And Wright's header wasn't the most convincing. James did something about it, and away goes Fowler. He's onside, but the two defenders who get back to cover coped very well. Ruddock in for McManaman. Liverpool looking dangerous at the moment, and there's a legal block by Ekiog. Good decision, Mr. Durkin, again close to the heart of the matter. Villa have had two claims for penalties, both turned down. Fowler this time might get away. Oh, that's very un-Fowler-like. He'd actually got goal side of the defender, probably didn't realise either that Paul McGrath had stumbled, and McGrath looks at Fowler as if to say, well, what was going on there? He was away from McGrath, who stumbled, but he pulled it right across goal. Snatched at it. He had more time than he realised. He'll come back for more. There's nothing surer. Collymore. Staunton, all left foot. Tries to encourage York to get across here, but he couldn't control it. Well, it really would cap a wonderful season for Dwight York if Aston Villa could make it to the FA Cup final. He's blossomed no end this season. What a magnificent stadium it is here at Old Trafford. Not quite full to capacity today, but crowd making plenty of noise. Most at the moment coming from Liverpool fans. This Liverpool's 20th semi-final, Aston Villa's 18th, and they're one of the Villa substitutes, Tommy Johnson. He wasn't called upon last Sunday, but he may be today if Villa are still needing a goal with 20 minutes or so to go. Oh, and Scales has got himself into a spot of bother there. He kept cool. He's a very cool player, John Scales. And who played in the 1988 Cup final as a substitute for Wimbledon against Liverpool. Now he finds himself playing in the Liverpool colours and defending against this Aston Villa attack. Becky Hogg. Staunton. Thought of launching the ball in first time. Instead he tries to latch onto the end of York's pass. The Liverpool break with McAteer. Fowler, swing of the left boot, and the ball is carried over to Jones. Now it's McManaman. Jones airing up in support. Here he goes. Terrific running from Rob Jones. Fowler's in the middle. It's beyond him. And Wright puts it away. Corner for Liverpool. Very much a case of Liverpool hitting on the counter at the moment. Tremendous running from the England fullback Jones. It was beyond Fowler, but a corner nonetheless. Fowler stationed himself almost on Mark Bosnich's toes, trying to unsettle him. Off, and two complete fresh air shots there. The second certainly from Ekihog. Throwing perhaps surprisingly given Liverpool's way. And here is McAteer. Launches it up there towards Collymore. And hooked away by Charles. Good spell of pressure from Liverpool this. Ruddock just looked up and smacked it across to Alan Wright. And then Bosnich had to hook it away. Fowler back in towards Collymore. Milosevic on to York. And the touch from Scales kept it away from the Trinidadian. Good flick from Milosevic. It nearly got him in, and that was a crucial touch by John Scales. But Villa still piecing their game together quite nicely. Still not creating too many problems for David James in the Liverpool net. Redknapp on for Fowler. And Fowler, rather lax of him, gave it back to Charles. Draper. So good at finding space. Staunton. Might launch a shot. Well, he launched it all right, but it went straight into the crowd. Just the one goal this season, Steve Staunton. And this never had a hope of finding the mark. Wild indeed, that from Staunton. Actually missed a penalty last week for the Republic of Ireland in their international meeting with Russia. And we've just had a change of balls. More like being at Wimbledon. Collymore on for Fowler. An impressive lunge again by Ekihog. Who looks a little happier than he did when he picked up that injury a few minutes ago. He's back there again, but Draper drives forward. Ekihog, he storms forward. The ball bobbles away off him. York's done well to keep the move flowing, however. Now it's Gary Charles. Alan Wright. And he'll dink one over here towards York. Appeals for handball again, I think. Instead, Draper. It's across for Milosevic. Surely, what a save from James again, right on the line. Incredible. It was Ugo Ekihog, who's no more than a yard away, who couldn't force it through. And James, for at least the third time this afternoon, saves his side. Good cross from Draper. Good header from Milosevic. Ekihog thought he was a certain scorer. And James has had a splendid afternoon. He really has. He's a reformed character, David James. He freely admits that at one time he probably drank a little too much and wasn't as professional as he should have been. He's been thoroughly professional in everything he's done today. And here come Villa again, in full cry with Draper. And a free kick is awarded against Jones. He thought it was a fair shoulder-to-shoulder on Dwight York. And again, credit Mr. Durkin, who was right on the spot. Right. Staunton. Villa need a goal now to cap some fine approach play. This is Milosevic. No shot on from there. Every Liverpool man barring Collymore behind the ball. It comes in. Milosevic's header straight at James. Stirring stuff from Villa at the moment. Gary Charles with the cross and Milosevic. The ball spinning into James's hands though. And no danger of beating him that time, but this one, well, that was a wonderful reflex stop. He deserved a pat on the back, if that's what it was. He's kept 4 clean sheets in 5 FA Cup games leading up to this match, James. Well, this has certainly been an impressive performance. An hour gone. Staunton drives forward. Didn't get it through for Milosevic. And now it's Collymore. And the space opening up again now. McManaman through the middle. Fowler's away on his left. Here he is. Cuts inside the first tackle. Now McManaman again. Townsend got back, but still it's with Jones and McManaman. McManaman may go for the shot. Collymore will. And high, not very handsome. Collymore got a hat-trick against Rochdale, and Ian Rush waits in the wings, hoping for a chance. The man who has got an incredible 345 goals for Liverpool in his career, 39 of them in the FA Cup. Now Collymore towards Fowler, but Staunton shepherds the ball back to Bosnich. Milosevic all left foot. Tries to wrest control for Villa. Townsend. Certainly a good spell this by Aston Villa, and Townsend's ball finds Wright, but the cross finds the crowd. There's no doubt about it, Aston Villa are an emerging side though. When you think they came close to being relegated from the Premier League last season, they really have got their act together under Brian Little. And they're going to cause a few more scary moments yet for Liverpool this afternoon. McManaman. Now Jones. Fowler's in the middle, but McManaman's in the middle, and Collymore is 2. Still it's Jones. Then Fowler. Ekihog in the way. Ruddock with the angle, the ball directly into the path of Ekihog. Taylor. He's not been as influential this week as he was against Leeds last week. Barnes the one there, that time Fowler. Good tackle again from Draper, and that was from the side and not from behind, so that was why Mr. Durkin ruled it okay. Now it's Dwight York. McGrath will move forward and then ask Charles to make some running. York seeking space, finding Draper, finding York again. No, just in the way was Jones. It's almost as though Liverpool are saying, come on, see what you can do against us, come and hit us. And again loud appeals as York goes down, and an off-the-ball challenge with Jones. No foul. Mr. Durkin unconvinced. Well, let's see if we can see anything. That's where he goes down. Hard to tell. Perhaps here we can see some jostling certainly going on with York and Ruddock. Charles. Ruddock again, a good header that time. Little encouragement, McManaman to drive forward. Not really seen him get behind the defence today, as he does so often. McManaman. He's come a long way this time, and he's won a corner. No, he hasn't. It came off McManaman in the final analysis. So difficult to play against McManaman when he's running at you like that, with the ball seemingly tied to his boots. Still just the one goal scored this afternoon by Robbie Fowler, and here is his captain Barnes. Well, John Barnes would love to lead the side out at Wembley. Scales. Now Ahihok. This time he missed out Taylor, but will be picked up by McGrath and now by Draper. I think Mark Ryan was just glad to put that ball out. They will continue to soak up the pressure. They won't mind doing that. And now Barnes leads Liverpool out. Aston Villa hoping to emulate the likes of Arsenal, who recently played in both FA Cup and Coca-Cola finals in the same years, but Brian Little knows that there's some work to do now if that's going to be achieved. Liverpool, one of the hardest teams to come back against once you've gone a goal behind. There goes Milosevic though. And again Liverpool getting so many men behind the ball. Excellent play again from Barnes in this withdrawn role of his. Villa just have to keep on working and try and make something happen. This will be a Liverpool throw, midway inside the Villa half. Just got a glimpse there of one of the Aston Villa substitutes, Michael Oakes, warming up. His father Alan played for Manchester City in the cup final. And in '69 that was, 27 years ago. But it's Liverpool who are on course for the final at the moment. And in possession with Jones. McManaman. Redknapp. The onus very much on Aston Villa to make something happen. And they're still trying to do that with a lovely ball slipped in field from York to right. Tries to get it into Milosevic, but straight at David James. Well, it was quite cool in the end, that by Scales, but got his manager worrying probably. Staunton, again he hits it long, trying to get York in behind Mark Wright, who's clearly run off that injury problem he had. Staunton, and it again, Wright was the man in the way, and there was an offside verdict anyway. And you just sense a little frustration creeping into Aston Villa's game. And out of your picture, Tommy Johnson is warming up, and I think that would indicate to me that Brian Little is going to use Tommy Johnson as an extra attacker. To come back for Redknapp and then for McAteer. McAteer again. Liverpool only too content to bide their time. They've got the upper hand at the moment. They've got the one goal. And now when it does break down, they leave themselves vulnerable to the counter, led by Milosevic. Oh, thousands of arms around the ground went up there in protest of a handball against Draper. The referee didn't see it that way. Draper again, so gifted on the ball, tries to get Milosevic through, and another physical battle between Milosevic and Ruddock. Well, the noise is deafening at the moment at Old Trafford. 20 minutes to go. Liverpool leading Aston Villa by 1-0. Not been as much quality perhaps in the second half as there was in the first. There's still plenty of passion around. One twist and one turn, and away he goes. Tries to nick the ball through. McGrath comes across. Fowler, could have been a suicidal mistake, and Bosnich just grabs the ball as Fowler flicked out the boot, and that could have written off Aston Villa's cup hopes for the season. Fowler desperate to get in between McGrath and Wright. Ooh, and Bosnich just stood up and tried to dispossess him. Very dangerous ploy against this fellow. Bosnich, who's got 2 League Cup winners' medals already in his trophy cabinet at home, once had a trial with Liverpool. And now it's given away for York. But he's got to take on almost the entire Liverpool defence by himself here. And he's held the ball up brilliantly. Now he's found Taylor. Staunton is in the action too. Onto Ruddock's head and away by Redknapp. Milosevic. Still, the feeling persists that Villa are just not getting the breaks in the crucial areas of the field that they need. And that Liverpool could hit them with a second goal at any time. Barnes. Oh, lovely ball. Just flicked it through for Fowler. Here's Collymore on the charge against McGrath. And superb defending again from the Rock. Paul McGrath. They call him the legend. They used to do when he was here at Manchester United. They still do at Aston Villa. Now McManaman. He'll drive in against the 3 Aston Villa centre-backs. And McManaman slips it for Collymore. He'll go on and belt it. Ooh, a long way away. Not really had the best of afternoons, Stan Collymore. McManaman fed him perfectly. One touch and then, oh dear, all wrong. A good move from Liverpool again, and that ball through the heart of the defence there produced a terrific intervention by Paul McGrath. McGrath's pleading with Aston Villa to give him another one-year contract at least, and on today's performance he's certainly worthy of that. Now it's Draper for Villa. Time running out for them. By no means have they found Liverpool as easy opposition as they did Leeds a week ago. But they're giving it everything, and here is York. And here is Milosevic. The covering defender is Scales. He did his job well. And I'm sure down on the Liverpool bench they were just hoping that their side concentrates now for the remaining minutes of this game. And Wembley will be there on the agenda. And something was spotted there, again involving Milosevic and Ruddock and Rob Jones as well, I think. The crowd roared. I wasn't sure what it was about. The linesman may have seen something, and Mr. Jocelyn will be consulted by Mr. Durkin. He's having to look one way and listen from behind. But Rob Jones is the guilty party, one thinks here. If anybody. And no, Mr. Durkin says, calm it down. Right, let's have a look. Jones, did he tread on Milosevic there? No, actually he missed him. He went there and then Milosevic just flicked out. Well, mayhem. And eventually we'll restart with a long throw-in from Charles. Ruddock missed it. Here's York turning on it. And Ekiog again can't find a way through. Most of Villa's best chances in this half have fallen to Ugo Ekiog. Scales and company have kept him and the rest of his colleagues at bay. But Ekiog could have been a scorer at least twice today. He's up there, and when it comes back to him off York, he gets the shot in. Good block by John Scales. What an outstanding game Scales has had. Leeds United released him a few years ago. The Bristol Rovers, then to Wimbledon, and finally to Liverpool. Right clearance through, missed for once by Draper. First blemish on his afternoon, I would have said. Liverpool again content to stroke the ball around and play in little triangles. Now it's McManaman. They'd love a second goal, mind you, just to kill off Villa once and for all. McAteer. Redknapp. Typical of Liverpool's style, they don't hurry when they don't have to do. Now McAteer's cross, headed away by that man McGrath again. And again. Oh, and they nearly let Redknapp in that time. And you feel the contest is hotting up again for this closing quarter. As away goes Townsend. He'll be pursued all the way, but I'm afraid the cross will fly into the crowd. Now whether another chance goes for Aston Villa. Well, Draper's been an outstanding and energetic performer again in Villa's midfield. Words here from the manager to the substitute Johnson. He seems destined to appear before very long. Foul. McAteer. McManaman again. He has Barnes on his left, and here is John Barnes now. trot on the ball, and then decided to hit the shot. Oh, magnificent strike from John Barnes, and that would have been curtains for Aston Villa. Another 6 inches. Terrific strike from the former England man. And John Barnes, who has got goals in the past against Aston Villa in the FA Cup, desperately unlucky not to add to his tally. Indeed, he's only got 2 goals this season, both back in August against Spurs. But this is a terrific crack, swerving all the way. Well, the net wobbled, the post wobbled, but the ball stayed out. It would have been a fitting finale for John Barnes' match. Villa are going to take off their hero from 7 days ago, Milosevic, and hope that Tommy Johnson can do something quite dramatic for them. Here comes the former Notts County and Derby striker. Disappointment for Milosevic. But Aston Villa not dead yet. Right clearing header was a good one. And here is Johnson. Oh, he's clattered from behind by Mark Wright. Well worthy of a yellow card, that. And Johnson knows he's in the thick of it now. Only the second booking of the day, though. First was Andy Townsend. Draper. Again, he seeks space. Aston Villa's best player on the day for me, Mark Draper, alongside Paul McGrath. And McGrath in possession now. And Ged Scales was there. He's been one of Liverpool's better players. Collymore. Forward is Charles. Well, that's too far forward. Left, Aston Villa 0, Liverpool 1, and this was the moment when John Barnes almost made it. Aston Villa 0, Liverpool 2. It deserved it. But it is still 1-0. Bosnich has just been beaten the once by Robbie Fowler. And I supposing for the young player of the year it would be a fitting scoreline, 1-0, with him getting the only goal after the season he's had with 32 goals. And there he is, Fowler now, showing he's not all about scoring goals. He got back to dispossess Draper. And Liverpool move forward with McAteer. Just a reminder, of course, that if Aston Villa were to score, and it was 1-1 after 90 minutes, we'd have half an hour's extra time. The replay would be on Wednesday, April the 10th. But at the moment, Liverpool are inside the last 10 minutes and heading for Wembley. Again, it's Mark Wright who's in a spot of trouble. Certainly been a memorable season for Wright. It wasn't until the closing weeks of last season that he won his place in the Liverpool team. The man who played in England's World Cup campaign in 1990 appeared to be on his way out at Anfield, but he's come back so well. He's back in the England squad. Well, he thinks he knows who's going to win. Charles. Good ball in here for Taylor to go for. Wright hooked it away to show he's recovered. And then Collymore gets a crucial touch onto Barnes. And again, Liverpool playing quite conservatively, as you would expect at this stage, not doing anything too adventurous. McGrath. Time on Liverpool's side and against Aston Villa, but Staunton just keeps that in play. Again slips the ball in here. Dwight York. Certainly no foul there. No complaint either from Dwight York. Seven minutes left at Old Trafford, and Liverpool in front thanks to Robbie Fowler, the scourge of Aston Villa. Fowler, his 8th goal against them in just 7 appearances. But here goes Draper for Villa. Johnson has pointed the way forward. Draper's done so well there. He'll only get a corner out of it, but he really carried the fight to Liverpool that time. Scales again has been truly outstanding at the heart of Liverpool's defence today. Nonetheless, corner for Villa. Can they get an equaliser and really set up a grandstand finish? McGrath's one of those up there. The keeper loses it. McGrath, he can't force it through a second time. He can't, and it's Collymore who hacks it out. Well, James was really in no man's land there, but Liverpool had enough bodies to cope. Breasted down by Jones. 1-0 may be good enough for Liverpool, but they'll have to make it 2. And Eke holds across. They would cut out all that anxiety if Liverpool did get a second goal. Yes, look at the watch. Not long, we can tell you. 6 minutes. And a substitution made by Liverpool. And one of his final appearances for the club, for Ian Rush, who replaces Collymore just for these closing stages. This man has got the most amazing goal-scoring record. Well, funnily enough, he's found goals against Aston Villa very rare in recent years. Not scored against them for the last 11 years. More frustration for Aston Villa. Charles thought his shirt was being tugged. The verdict goes McManaman's way. Just 5 minutes left. 5 minutes separate Liverpool from another appearance at the Twin Towers. It would be their 11th cup final. And here is that free kick. Headed out by Staunton. Here's Fowler. He'll smash it back in. Liverpool are on their way to Wembley. It's Robbie Fowler's season. He's destroyed Aston Villa yet again. Bosnich won't be going to Wembley. Fowler will. 86 minutes played, and that is that. And Robbie Fowler says, take that. Superbly struck from the game's most prolific striker of the moment. He knew where he wanted to put it, and the net welcomed it. Terrific strike again from this maturing talent, who is surely going to become a legend on Merseyside and hopefully in England, if he can translate his club form to the international stage. Well, a few moments ago I said it was 8 goals in 7 against Villa. It's now 9 in 7. So it's going to be Liverpool against Manchester United for certain. Unless Villa do something absolutely extraordinary now. And here goes York for them. 3 minutes left. Villa have given it their all, but the all has not been quite good enough. And Robbie Fowler's 2 goals on 60 minutes and 86 minutes have decorated the occasion. And he's charging up here again. Oh, McGrath handled the ball then. McGrath surely handled the ball. he'd have been sent off for that recently. I think Mr. Durkin would hate to have to send McGrath, but there's no question there, he handled that ball. Well, referees have to make decisions very quickly and on the spur of the moment. McGrath's slightly lucky there. In fact, very lucky. 2 minutes away from the final whistle and 2 minutes away from saying once and for all Liverpool versus Manchester United on May the 11th. An all-Lancashire final again. And what a glittering occasion it should be. Liverpool last won the Cup 4 years ago against Sunderland, but they've really found a new hero in Robbie Fowler, and it will be his first FA Cup final. And with 33 goals to his credit already this season, who's going to bet against him crowning the season with another Wembley goal? Trouble here for Draper, I think. Temper's getting a little heated in this closing phase. Always the problem when one side tries to keep the ball up in the corner, as Barnes does here. Now it's McManaman. Can he make it three? Zoomed over the top via the fingertips of Mark Bosnich. Lovely running again from John Barnes, and a good strike, just denied by Bosnich. And here again, the Robbie Fowler goal, which has sealed Liverpool's date at Wembley. And I'm sure Ian Rush, who'd only been on the field a matter of 60 seconds when Fowler struck that, appreciates the young apprentice who is going to take over his crown at the end of this season when Ian Rush leaves the club. We've moved into time added on at Old Trafford. And one last dart from Liverpool maybe, led by McManaman, now by Fowler. McManaman again, pursued by Staunton. Well, plenty of time for Liverpool just to stroke the ball around, do just what they want. There'll be an enormous roar from their supporters when Mr. Durkin raises his arm for the last time in the match today. And I'm sure Villa almost pray for the final whistle at a moment like this. They want to get back to the solitude of their dressing room. Funny how things happen so quickly in football. 7 days ago they were the jubilant ones when they won the Coca-Cola Cup. But they know it's not going to be a double Wembley for them. Away goes Tommy Johnson, still trying to add some verve to the game. Taylor's got up here. And if this goes dead, it'll be a corner, but Ruddock should keep it in. Tortuous moments for Villa and their supporters. All eyes on Mr. Durkin. But it looks as though Robbie Fowler has done the business for Liverpool yet again. It's a free kick, it's not the final whistle. In fact, it's not. Mr. Durkin says play on. I think he was going to give a free kick, but he decided not to do so. And one last break on here for Liverpool. The ball is played forward for McManaman, and he'll race in on goal. And there are two, there are three in the middle. Can they make it three? McManaman, McAteer, 3 nearly twos. And it can't be more comprehensive than that. The game was already over, but Villa were torn apart by the counter from Steve McManaman, and Jason McAteer pops it in for his third FA Cup goal. Liverpool versus Manchester United beckons, a mouth-watering prospect. Put on a plate, McAteer accepted it. And it's a little cruel on Aston Villa. A repeat of last week's scoreline at Wembley. This week they're on the wrong end of it. And the goal came in time added on. Mr. Durkin awards Villa a free kick here on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area for Reddick's challenge on Johnson, which is purely academic. And I think they'd even find it hard to celebrate a goal if they got one now, Villa. There is no worse time to lose than in an FA Cup semi-final. But they'll keep plugging away and hope they can just get something out of an afternoon that's gone horribly wrong in the end for them. Well, they've half a dozen players. This will be Johnson. Oof, wonderful save from James, who's destined not to be beaten today. He takes the salute. That was a fabulous stop because it was venomously struck. It flew off Ruddock's head, and James still managed to keep it out. Well, there was a feeling somehow at half-time that James wasn't going to be beaten today, that Villa were destined to get nothing from this match, and that feeling persists. Reddick's on his way to Wembley too. He played in the Coca-Cola final last season, and he's going there again, thanks to Robbie Fowler, who struck his 32nd and 33rd goals of this marvellous season, and he's really punished Aston Villa again. I don't know what he's got against them, but he's scored against them for the third time this season. Brian Little manages a smile. He knows it wasn't his day, it was this lad's day. And Robbie Fowler is becoming a real folk hero on Merseyside, with 9 goals in 7 appearances against Aston Villa. And even their players, Dwight York, still managing a smile too. They'll be in Europe next season. Liverpool with 2 goals from Robbie Fowler, 1 from Jason McAteer, and a stupendous performance at times from that man David James. Booked to date at Wembley Stadium. John Barnes will lead them out against Manchester United in the FA Cup final on May the 11th. Villa have taken defeat graciously, but how they must hate the side of this man. And how he will cherish the memory of a day like this, with the noise ringing in his ears. And the fellow who's taught him a lot, Ian Rush, says well done to Robbie Fowler. Somehow it all seemed like Liverpool's day. The score probably flattered them a little in the end. But Fowler will go to play in his first cup final, FA Cup final, a year after he played in his first Coca-Cola final. Rush, I'm sure, will be there too for the big day. He's been a winner 6 times at Wembley, Ian Rush. But Robbie Fowler's goals have taken Liverpool through to Wembley. The FA Cup final will be Liverpool against Manchester United. The final score at Old Trafford, Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0.